Beer here back at the Fantasy Bar Tuesday on tap. 6 more plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings, including some plays under 3,000 on FanDuel. I really like tonight. Some teams I think we can stack, some ways to get different from Coors Field, a starting pitcher that's been racking up the strikeouts and a beast of the night in an absolute smash spot. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Tuesday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Hope everybody out there had a successful Monday night. Big games for us from Cal Raleigh and our pitcher Merrill Kelly last night. Let's keep it rolling here tonight. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out the video. Now, before we get into the plays for today, do me a favor. Take a second, click that thumbs up button. That's the tip jar here in the Fantasy Bar on this free video. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out scoresandodds.com/beer as well. Tons of great sports betting information over there. If you haven't done it yet, right when you're done here, go check it out. That link in the description of the video. Reminder, our intro play can be found on both Twitter and on our RotoGrinders YouTube page. So make sure you subscribe. You'll get that leadoff play in that video, and we'll give you the rest of the hitters here today. All right, as always, Coors Field, we're going to find ways to get different from Coors. We'll avoid that. Not that it's a bad spot, but you don't need me to tell you to play hitters in Coors Field. All right, let's get started here. A guy that felt way too cheap, especially on FanDuel, who's been red hot. We're talking Nolan Arenado of St. Louis. And even on DraftKings, under 5,000, think this is solid value here, but way down at 3,000 on FanDuel. So he's certainly going to garner some ownership. We'll find ways to get different with some of the other plays here, but absolutely lighting the world on fire right now. Over the last 4 games alone, we're talking 9 hits, 4 home runs, 11 RBI here for Nolan Arenado. Always hits lefties extremely well and gets a good matchup here tonight with Wade Miley. Woba form 390 against lefties. ISO way up at 344, which leads this St. Louis team. Now Miley been decent against right-handed hitters, no doubt. But when you look at the matchup, pitching matchup, you can find this in our Plate IQ tool. Miley mainly depends on 3 primary pitches. Arenado good against all of those, over 300 in the ISO department against every single one of those pitches. Great matchup here, too cheap, especially on FanDuel. Nolan Arenado, our play at third base. All right, let's knock out our catcher spot on yesterday. Raleigh knocked it out of the park for us yesterday. Today, rolling with Jonah Heim of Texas. So Heim riding a 13-game hitting streak coming into tonight. 6 of those games, multi-hit games for him here. I think Texas very stackable in this game here as well. Heim been solid against lefties in the power department, 233 ISO, but that Woba way up at 479 for him, which leads this potent Texas lineup here. Now Schuster, very limited sample. That sample not been great against righties to open the season. 462, the weighted OBA allowed here. So Heim a little bit expensive. I think that may scare some people away. Great spot here to get some low ownership on Jonah Heim. All right, my favorite pitcher of the night up next. We are rolling with Christian Javier of Houston. So Javier been very ace-like to open the season here. 20 or more DraftKings points now in 5 of the last 7 starts, and mainly recently has really taken a leap in the strikeout department. Over the last 4 starts alone, we're talking 35 strikeouts, so averaging almost 9 strikeouts per start here. Gets a very good matchup with this strikeout-happy Chicago Cubs team. You look at the projected lineup. 6 of the projected starters sitting at 23% or higher strikeout rate against right-handed pitching. 5 of those bats, we're talking 27% or higher, and some into the 30s here. So nice home spot here for Javier. A lot of strikeouts available, and he's been on fire in that department. Christian Javier, my favorite pitcher on tonight's slate. All right, let's get you my favorite value play next. We're going to go to first base with Josh Naylor of Cleveland. I think Cleveland very interesting here. You look at this matchup with Lance Lynn, and we'll talk about him more here in a second, but really struggles with lefties. We know Cleveland rolls out a ton of lefties. Now the numbers don't really jump off the page for any of these guys, but I think it's only a matter of time. When we dig into Naylor, you're going to see why. ISO over 200, so checks that box for us, but that batting average on balls in play we always talk about, way down at just 229, so plenty of room to improve these numbers here. And they could start as early as tonight against Lance Lynn, who's been great against righties, but lefties, look at these numbers, 452 weighted OBA, and that ISO way up at 350, so giving up a ton of power here. Naylor, super cheap on both sides. Cleveland stack, going to be very off the radar here. Definitely a way you can get different, doesn't cost you a ton, and Josh Naylor, one of my favorite bats in that stack. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Tuesday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play. All you got to do hit to the comment section. Make sure you click that thumbs up button if you have not already, and guess fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter tonight on FanDuel. Just need fantasy points. Don't even have to try to figure out who it is. Super easy to play. That closest guess, you're going to win a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Chance to check it all out behind the scenes. Absolutely free just for hanging out here in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap this baby up with my favorite play for Tuesday night. You know him as the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We'll get one more bat. We're going to go to the outfield here with Juan Soto of the Padres, tonight's Beast of the Night. So Soto, once again, money in the bank against right-handed pitching, has done this over his entire career. Leads the San Diego team in both WOBA and ISO against righties. WOBA over 400, ISO approaching 300 here, and hits the pitches Singer's going to throw extremely well. Again, plate IQ in our RotoGrinders Premium suite of tools is where you can find this information, but Singer really depends on sinker, slider. It's about 85% of the pitches he's going to throw. Soto productive against both of those pitches here, and Singer been a mess against lefties. We're talking a WOBA at almost 400, ISO approaching 300, and our power mix very much in play here as well. 46% fly ball rate and a big 52% hard contact rate. Soto checks all the boxes here for me. Very affordable, especially over on FanDuel, just $3,500. Easily my favorite play on the board, Juan Soto, tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it here for Tuesday night in the fantasy bar. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points on FanDuel for my highest scoring hitter for a shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. And who is your Beast of the Night? Who is your top play? Sound off in that YouTube comment section for RotoGrinders.com. I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck on tonight's slate. We'll take a couple days off. Be back again on Friday. Go win some money, guys. Thanks again for hanging out and checking out the video. We'll see you on Friday.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist